Hi guys, just a quick video just to avoid any confusion about the submission tomorrow. Just to remind you all, I'm looking for the front end of the submission to be a critique of the relevant national plans, starting at, because it's in Wales, climbing higher if it's relevant, through to the Sport Wales strategies, community, elite, workforce development, whichever ones are relevant you feel to your area. Then into some specific agencies, either the governing bodies of sport that affect you, or for workforce, Skills Active, SIMSPA. For the community side, that might not necessarily be any additional national agencies unless you're specifically targeting a governing body or a specific agency, such as Sustrans with cycling and walking. Then at a local level, I want you to identify if there are local plans and the local audits. That will be facilities and workforce and understanding the availability of maybe programs and services for your particular area. Throughout that analysis, I'm not just looking for a shopping list, I'm looking for a critique. So identifying what's there, how it's relevant to you, and specifically asking yourself questions. Building that critique up with supporting evidence from academia, other industry sources, periodicals, as long as you feel it's supportive of your arguments or your claims. The final element of that piece of work, this initial piece of work, is the annual work plan. Now, in the resource section on Moodle, the document you can see in front of you is there under this assignment 1 brief, assignment 2 brief. The next document down is the LSM annual work plan template. I'm looking for this template to be complete, and I want you to look at a few different things. One, I want you to make sure that in your area here, you're putting down the area that you're focusing on, whether that's performance, knowledge or development. Your overall service objective within that, so that might be under area of performance. Your service objective may be focusing in on football development. Pop your name up the top here, and then all I want you to do in these boxes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is to identify which one of those with a tick, which one of those is your priority. And they can all be a tick, or only one or two of them. Then in the rest of the document, what I'm looking for is the key actions and when they're going to be delivered, who, the responsible officer, who's going to be delivering it, and resources that may be needed, costs, anticipated costs, and how you're going to measure the success of that action. So for example, your action could be for performance to set up a new team or society, or alternatively run a football tournament. I want to know when you're likely to run that. March 2010, March 2014. Responsible officer is Andy Jones, but also include other people that may support. Resources would be what you anticipate you may need. So the facility, equipment only has to be bullet points. And anticipation of costs. So just quickly anticipate how much you think that costs. It could be free if you're producing a report, or if we're running an event, it could cost facility hire plus any volunteer training that you think you may need or not. And the measure of success for your football tournament will be several, including how many people participated, how many volunteers we managed to recruit, was the event run or not. So there may be several different options to identify success. What I also need you to consider is that if your area is mainly performance, you may have a number of specific actions through that area. So you may need to add more lines in to that. They can be small action points, for example, to explore, for Andy, to explore the development of a football academy, produce a report. That might be a small little report, but at least you've completed that task. It may be for some other areas under development or knowledge. It may be to explore developing several new courses in the outdoors, or to identify the opportunity to commercialise the activities of LSM. Those explore and report, I'm happy with those as outcomes and as tasks to complete. They don't have to be all major events or major activities. We have to make sure that the work plan is feasible and that you can fit it in with your studies. But the aim here is just to map out and be clear exactly what we're doing and when we're doing it. The reference and the source boxes are there for you to indicate that it may link to one of the strategies that you've used above. So you can put italics in there, or shortened versions of CH for climbing higher, and put a little key either alongside or underneath the document for me. That just shows me that you're indicating where the action point may link to. So that could be Welsh Football Trust, or Climbing Higher document, or Sport Wales. But save yourself space and time by just shortening that down to SW for Sport Wales, for example, or FAW, and it shows me then that I can link that back to your main critique above in the document. Okay, I will put this video on Moodle and send it out to everybody to think about. If there are any questions, put it on LinkedIn this evening and I will try and answer them as best as I can at home.